Great day. This is Dr. Cunningham, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and have my PhD in marriage and family therapy. There's a lot of discussion, or buzz around this particular movie, Little Mermaid. I had the chance to go watch the movie with my family, at least two generations, watching the movie. My generation, who grew up with the movie, literally when I was a child, I would watch that movie about 4 or 5 times a day. I knew every line to each scene, as well as every lyric and note to each song. Now, starting off with the music, or here, let's start here. Generally speaking, the movie was a great nod to the original. At the same time, I cannot compare the two because they were also different in their own right. I like the fact that there was a lot more nuances regarding culture. And just like I said when I first watched the movie from the beginning, I said, I know they said that King Triton had one woman, but if that one woman had all those cultures in her loins, or, in her womb, and he had all those cultures in his loins, it just works different in the ocean because it looked like King Triton had a few queens from all different area codes and zip codes and regions of the world. Okay, but I'm glad that it really did focus on culture and you could see the nuances of ethnicity. Now, with that being said, there was also the music and to see how they portrayed each character. Now, I think that Haley did a great job. Holly Haley, however you pronounce her name. I want to make sure I pronounce her name correctly. No disrespect to Miss Bailey. At the same time, her singing on point. She represented Ariel well. The tone of her voice, how she interacted and flowed nicely with the characters. And I think Eric was okay. But you know who was my favorite character besides Ariel? It was Scully. It was Scully. Scully Scully was hilarious. Now the thing is, I also have a little bit of I don't want to say a gripe, but just a slight constructive criticism. I know that Disney always has sort of these slight nuanced messages that allow adults to be able to engage in what appears as though as more childlike movies and scripts and plots. At the same time, that chicken wow wow that he did, I was like, come on, dude. Now, you want to make sure that they're in the mood to be able to have the kiss, but to have a 2 year old, a 3 year old, because we're at that stage and age where there are a few of my nieces and nephews that are at a young age where they just go and repeat what they hear. I don't want them repeating chicken wow wow because we know what that refers to if you're an adult. Now, at the same time, too, I also don't want to necessarily open a door to them with regards to consideration of particular addictions because the reality is that chicken wow wow is alluding to some a porn, and frankly, I mean, it's old school. So if somebody's saying chicken wow wow, that's probably some 70s 80s. How do I know? Because I work with people. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I work with individuals, couples, and families. But it's even younger now. We're not talking about people who are consenting adults, 18, 21 plus, who are consenting to pornography. There literally are children that I've worked with in therapy, 7, 8, 9 years old, addicted to porn because they know that they can Google and find naked people online. And they're better than their parents or their grandparents at navigating the internet. So, again, which is the reason why I say if we're going to, utilize media in a way that's going to be entertaining, I'm all for entertainment. Now, I still chuckle, but at the same time, I understand because I have the mind of an adult how to separate and create boundaries with regards to what I watch, what I don't watch, what's something that I will allow to influence me and what I wouldn't. But a child who is still learning and growing and constantly looking for those dopamine and epinephrine shots on the brain wise is going to look for something that's, oh, wow, that's interesting, especially because they're already focusing on the use of tablets, the use of gaming, the use of social media. I mean, literally, my nephew at 1 years old knew how to unlock his mom's phone to go to his favorite video on the phone or on the tablet. He even knew how to take pictures. He was one. So you can imagine that kids at this stage, when they start learning how to spell, just utilize those little buttons, beep, boop, boop, go directly to what they want to view. For us to be mindful of what we are showing our children, we want them to be able to enjoy and have a nice time, because family time is being able to go to movies, being able to listen to songs and the music. But I tell you, that Chicka Wow Wow, that took me out, boy. That one was just like, whoa. At the same time, consideration of all ages and stages, just want to be mindful, especially for the minds of our young ones, because they are so impressionable. And from my perspective, a youth should be given so many opportunities and given what they need to fuel their mind for the future. So that means that what helps them to be relevant to the world that they live in today, not only the knowledge, but the wherewithal, and what's going to give them a greater level of resilience with regards to how to manage not only their emotions, but also to be able to go into a career that's going to be a benefit for the world that they live in, for their own personal wealth, for generational wealth, and also even for the progress of each generation within their family. We want to make sure that we are growing young people to become well established, well balanced emotionally, psychologically, physically, and spiritually individuals that can be in communities and contribute in a positive manner and not contribute to the negative statistics that we see on a regular basis. So again, just being mindful of the fact that there are young people that truly are struggling with porn addictions at this point that are 7, 8, 9 years old. We're talking about pre-adolescent, and they're already dealing with addiction. So if we don't add to it, from my perspective, that would be great. At the same time, The Little Mermaid, all of that and then some. Why? Because it really speaks to a girl that is becoming of age as from a young woman to an adult, but then also speaks to her being able to have a voice, to improve upon her independence. And I believe it's quite feminist as well, because she had a mindset that was different than what was the norm within her family. So then to be able to even shift or change family patterns. Again, I'm a systemic thinker because, again, my degree is in marriage and family therapy. The foundation is systems theory. So people can speak of family therapy, but then I look at it not only from the perspective of the work that I do, but also how I live my own personal life, and then also how I even view media, and how I work with other systems. So, from my perspective, great movie. Scully's hilarious. Now, I do like the crab, but again, I'm only reason why I'm pausing for a second, because culturally speaking, again, because if we talk about Jamaica, and I have a Jamaican brother-in-law, and my little nephew is Jamaican, and we were listening to the accent. We were like, nah, that wasn't an authentic Jamaican accent. Not trying to be a stickler here. However, when we're representing different cultures, it is mindful of us to be aware of the nuances of the culture, including accents. And so, that's my contribution and thoughts regarding The Little Mermaid. Now, until next time, under the sea, down where it's wetter, take it from me. That movie was dope. Y'all have a great one.